Alright, hi everybody. Today's Sunday. Just got back from church, just got back from Popeyes. Waiting for hubby to get home. And when he does, we're going to enjoy Popeyes together. It's delicious. I tried to start a live video and then I accidentally pressed end. So I was not going to finish, so I wasn't able to get that going. But today I want to talk to you about management by walking around. There's a concept in business where the boss doesn't just sit in their office and send emails and do phone calls, but they actually walk around the office and chit chat with the employees and kind of get a pulse on how things are going, and you know, if there's any concerns they can address and things like that. And it's meant to improve relations and help the business do better and things like that. So I'm just going to give you this kind of management. Oh, there's a bird in the tree. I hope it doesn't poop on my head. Management by walking around style in the garden, and how easy it can be just to kind of take a stroll through your plants and your beds, just to kind of see what's going on, and yeah, that's it. So management by walking around in the lazy garden way. So let me see, instead of finish, I'm going to press the switch over button. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Alright, so right outside my mudroom door I have this container here. It used to be full of catnip, and now this is all lemon balm. But I do have some milkweed in there. So as I walk by it each time, I could be looking for monarch eggs if I wanted to, or caterpillars. I could be looking for holes in the leaves from the monarch caterpillars if I want monarch caterpillars to be able to raise. That's one thing there. I have some herbs for a client coming up, and I have them in the shade. I can see how well they're doing. I have them on a tray to catch water. I can make sure. Now my dill's growing big. I had snipped some ends off with some basil and I potted them up. They're doing okay. That's walking around. This is the rolling herb bed, and right now it's just packed full of oregano. The oregano smells so good. The chives are fading. That's okay. This is their second year, and then the flower. I put in some bush beans on either end, and what I hoped is that they were going to do their thing and go over the side this way, which this one is doing. I see I've got some, looks like fennel growing here, which is kind of nice. Parsley's coming back, and none of this stuff I planted. Well, this I planted. I planted a new eucalyptus, which reminds me I have to cut the old one back. Here's some more bush beans. I do have a couple volunteer sunflowers in there, and I'm going to let them be. That's fine. I don't care. Grow. They may not grow as well in the shade, but they'll be okay. And then over here I had planted some beans that are vining. So I thought they were all bush beans, but apparently not. So I placed a small trellis. I can kind of monitor that, and if it needs to be wound, I can do some winding. This probably needs to be snipped. I could snip it. This is management by walking around. So then I come around here, kind of take an eyeball at the rock garden. Some of the things are growing in well. I can see here my snow in summer is starting to fade out at the crown. Sometimes there's too much moisture and it gets wet in there and it starts fading out, but the leaves are doing okay. I've got mint like crazy. It's kind of taken over everything else. I've got some rose campion babies everywhere, and they had taken over my pathway back here. So about 3 days ago I put down cardboard to smother the weeds. So just walking around, as I walk I can take a look and see how are they doing. Nope, still there. I can wait a couple more days and see if they get snuffed out. I'm hoping. Irises are spent. Got a couple weeds in the back to do. Sedums are starting to get ready to bloom or bud. Kind of nice. There's more peppermint. It does take over. I can see I do have weeds along here. That's not a priority today. Delphiniums. I can enjoy my blue delphiniums. They're so gorgeous. And then I planted that. That's like a hybrid that I got from the store. And then I replanted some of the green sedum crawling around the ground, and there's weeds. I have to get to those, but not today. Oh, this is and then over here I had planted Veronica, which is here. And I don't know where else. I can't see it anywhere else. I got to take a look at that. So this bed needs to be prioritized soon. I do have some more rose campion here. Once it goes to flower, I'm likely going to snip it off because I don't want seeds spreading anymore. I can see that the periwinkle or the vinca vine is growing pretty well underneath there. Now if I can get rid of these weeds, it can do even better and fill the space in. And the volunteer sunflower here is doing okay. It's starting to get more flower head buds. It's okay. I can kind of take a look at the kitchen garden here. Got some flowers on the ground cherries. And I have some little lanterns on the insides. Apparently when they're ready, they fall to the ground. And if you open up the paper, like the little coverings, there will be cherries inside. Oh, in the back, I see my little nasturtiums growing. I'm taking a look around. I do have some lettuces growing underneath that are growing on their own, not going to seed yet. I do have some spinaches. The bean I planted is going okay. These peas are still kind of, they're late. They haven't started going yet. Or I just planted the beans early. And here's one thing I wanted to show you too is if you have someone in the family with sensory issues, this is a great job for them. They can be the one to come out every day. If you've got shelling peas, they could come out every day and identify when the peas are ready by the feel of the pods. So somebody with sensory issues would be really good at this job. This one is almost ready. I'm going to probably wait till tomorrow for that one. Not ready. Not ready. I can see the peas through there. It's still way too thin. It's not a cylinder shape. I saw some earlier. I was going to show you that were cylinder shape. Let's see. Was it this one? And you can tell by feel. I tried some out yesterday, last night. This one's not ready yet either. You can tell by feel if you should pick them. And then when you open them, you kind of verify. Ooh, this one. I might pick this one today. It's very round. When I say cylinder, it's like very rounded, which means the peas are very round. This is very round. This one's ready. And again, if you have someone with sensory issues, it's a perfect job for them. Perfect job for them. So there's the peas. And I'm just walking around, just kind of taking a look and seeing, you know, what was going on. So, continue over here. Cardinal flower is starting to come through. When these peas fade out. Alright, live broadcast had fizzled out, so I'm going to try it again. I was saying that the peas, when they fade out, when it gets hot, then my other hot weather vines are going to do pretty well, like the beans, the cardinal flower. I'm going to have cucumber in there as well, I hope. And then over here, tomatillos are doing pretty good. I see a lot of flowers. I don't see fruit yet, but I don't even really know what I'm looking for yet for tomatillo. It might be, I don't know, I can't tell if it's a flower bud or a tomatillo. I gotta find out what they look like, so I'll know that I have them. Lettuces are doing fine. I do have some damage to some leaves, but it's not everywhere. It's kind of scattered. So I'm gonna take the 10-step approach and go 10 steps backward. I do see some little bugs. I gotta find out what they are. Find out if they're friend or foe. I don't spray insecticide. I don't try to bring in bugs that eat other bugs unless I know for sure it's going to be a problem. But insecticide, never. Ever, ever, never. I had some leftover zinnias from a client's place that didn't look so good, and it looks like they might be starting to come back, which is good. I've got some zinnias here for another client. Maybe this spot isn't where they want to be. They might also be kind of dry. They're looking kind of wilty. I'm gonna have to water those. Cabbages. I want to see if there's any heads forming yet. And no, still not. So many large leaves with cabbages before. That's okay. And that's on both sides. I didn't see any cabbage on that side either. Hummingbird feeder is filled now. Thanks, Bikes. Pansies are still popping. I was growing in containers. Are starting to get yellow leaves, tips. So that's a question I'm going to look up and find out, why are my onion tips yellow? It's going to be, my guess, it's either going to be that they're too wet or too dry. It's going to be one of those probably. I don't think it's that they don't have enough sun, because they were right up there at the porch. So let's see, what else? What else was there I was going to show you while I was walking around? I always take a glance over here, see if I still have a pathway. I do. This is the herb bed on the other side of the Japanese maple. There's the weed back there I got to get to right here. And there's a bunch of weeds, yes, but that's a big one that's going to have to go soon. The rock garden is coming along pretty well. Things are filling in, spilling down the ground. Lavender's coming up a little bit at a time. It's kind of weak right now. Kind of weak this year. I don't know if it's going to fill in. I hope so. I brought my succulents out that I was told you can't kill. And it looks like the jade on the left I'm killing. The aloe vera is still alive, and the other guy's still alive a little bit. He was kind of wilty. I gave him water. These are the really tall cosmos. I started from seed. They were on the counter in the kitchen until I saw something pop out, and then I brought it out to the sunshine, because the seeds don't necessarily need light. Most seeds don't necessarily need light. They need heat temperatures more than they need light. But I do see some little red mites. I don't know if that's going to be an issue or not. I'll have to look that up. Probably not, because cosmos are pretty tolerant. Here's the new bed. As I walk by, I just kind of take a quick look. Things are growing in, growing taller. The bottoms of the bottom down here, those leaves are starting to get like rusty on the bottoms. I'll probably come in and trim them a bit. And then over here, where I put another pineapple sage, turns red flowers, and the hummingbirds love it. I've got all kinds of things growing around there. Either it's grass, or it's the baby gladiola grass I planted here and over there. Seem to be doing okay, so we'll see. Here's a Joe pieweed. It is now about 4 foot tall. This is the regular species. Down here is the gay feather, or Leatris. It's a butterfly magnet as well. Goldenrod in the back. Here's a dwarf Joe pieweed. There's one there, and there's one over here. I see that there's a lot of holes in the leaves, but that's okay. I plant these specifically for critters. This is not for cutting. This is not for anything else. It's just for the insects. There's holes on those. There's holes on the large ones, but again, I'm not looking at the leaf formation. I don't care about that. When this plant grows up, both the regular one and the small one, they're going to have really nice flowers that all pollinators seem to flock to. The crazy brew is still crazy, and I couldn't give anything away, and I didn't pull anything out. Maybe I should have, because it's really taken over this bed. I will rue the day. Ha 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 ha. The witch hazel's all right. The red bud has lots and lots of leaves. I planted comfrey there. Daffodils are still fading away. It's been a cold and a hot and a cold and a hot spring. So things are confused. These should have probably already been brown by now, when all this other hot stuff is actually coming up and blooming. I got more comfrey over here. I put more forest grass over here. Hubby accidentally cut it with a lawnmower or the weed whacker. So I had to change how I roped off the area to make sure he understood. Make it easy for him to not cut them off. All right, coming around here. I look over here, and the sweet potatoes don't seem real happy. I think this soil is really clay, and I think because I had it up on a mound, because I saw Deep South Homestead do that, I don't think it's going to work for me. I gotta rethink this. So I may flatten it out a little bit more so they all get some water. I have more slips to plant. I don't know if I'm going to plant them right here, if it's not going to do very well. And I still have more straw that I need to put over the potatoes because they are hopping. The potatoes are growing so much, and I should have been putting more and more straw on as they grow every 3 to 4 inches, 4 to 5 inches, so we get more potatoes. And then what I see over here is, oh, it's a potato flower. And then there's more potato buds, potato flower buds, which means they're getting ready to be making the potatoes down below. And then I won't pull potatoes until the stems turn all brown, yellow, and kind of die back. And then I know there's potatoes up in this straw that I've been piling. And this year I also dug up some of the dirt when I started them instead of just tossing them on the ground like I did last year. The blackberries, the flowers are fading away, revealing the berries. How exciting. But these are blackberries, so we never pick them until they're actually black. And then we can pick them. And we have a lot more blackberries back here too. I'm going to encourage them to go away from me, like toward that milkweed back there. And fill in the space where the potatoes are, probably. And then raspberries are taking over. Lots and lots and lots of raspberries. Tons of raspberry plants. Lots of raspberry flowers. I do see holes on the leaves. I have to look it up to see if that's a concern or not. I do see this cool wasp over here. It's like a black and yellow. No, black and white wasp. And he's getting nectar too. They're pollinators too. He might even be getting, it might be a parasitic wasp, getting a bad bug, which would be great. More raspberries are formed here. There's another raspberry down there. So these would be great to transplant. I'll probably transplant them all up in here after the potatoes are done. And then I'll have, all of this will be berry bed, which I hope. That's what I'm hoping for. The blueberries, these are porch blueberries. Oh, those were thornless blackberries. And I believe these are like porch raspberries as well. So the blueberries, making a lot of berries. They're not really big though. I don't know if they need more water. I gotta check. There's some more berries there. But it's just enough for like my hubby and I right now. If they start making babies, plants, then we will move them as well. 9 bark's okay. Yes, there's more weeds back here. Verbinum is good here. That's witch hazel. I started growing a lot more herbs, like perennial herbs and things, so that I might have, I might be able to use them if I have to. Then some native asters. That's a native something. It throws out a big, tall, yellow stalk. So it's growing well. This, I'm not sure what it is. I have to look that up, but I think it might be a, I don't know what it is. It's something native, and I planted it last year, so it's something, I don't know. And I think that's native goldenrod. Can't remember now. This is the red Jacob Klein bee balm that hummingbirds love and bees love. And it's really taken over this area. I had so much that was growing into the grass over here that I took transplants and I moved them over to in front of the house. And then the Lenten rose is still throwing off some flowers. They're not pink like they were before, but she's still going. And more native asters. The chokeberries have a lot of berries on them now. Chokeberries spread like crazy. You can kind of see them at the bottom. All the little fledgling plants that come out from the ground, like through runners, and it forms a hedge, which again, this was my goal, was a hedge. A wildlife hedge right up here. So I could still bird watch and pollinator watch. Swamp milkweed, it only had 1, 2, 3, 4, it had like, what, 5 stems last year? So it's got a lot more this year. It's starting to get some flower buds, so maybe we'll see some monarchs. I don't know where the monarchs are. They're hiding out. These are hollies. I can't remember what kind of hollies, shrub hollies of some sort. And they have a whole lot of seeds now. There's a male and 2 female bushes. We got a lot of seeds. And then what happens is through the frost and the freeze and the thaw cycle, the berries turn really mushy. And they say that cedar waxwings love to come and get the berries. Now I have not seen cedar waxwings out front yet. I think I saw a couple days ago out back. But then they also like to eat the berries from these junipers, because they love those berries too. This is a I'm just walking around. I'm just taking notes, looking for changes, looking for issues, looking for trouble spots, that kind of thing. This is a heritage river birch. I grew it from a stick. And I want to check the bottom. Yep, it looks like I can come out and clip off the bottom leaves, at least up until this this main, up to here. All, not leaves, but I can clip up all the stems down below and show off their feet. And then it's going to send off more branches. And it's a really nice shade tree. And up here it's going to be fine because that is south. So it's more toward the back of the garden. It's going to give off some shade this way, and it's going to give us off some shade this way. But also because it likes its legs uncovered, because it's a beautiful trunk. Anything that's underneath it isn't going to get totally shaded. It's going to get some light, and the light's going to come in like from the sides. So it's going to come in from the west, it's going to come in from the east in the morning, and still be able to give all these other ones some light. I see the coneflower. Again, I'm doing management by walking around. Coneflower's coming up. It's a little wilty. Sun's hot. That is another native aster. Turns purple in the fall. These are black-eyed Susans or rudbeckias. Yeah, I see some trash. You see how the tulips are all yellow right now? That's what they're supposed to do, which is fine. And I'm going to wait until all of them turn yellow, and then I can kind of snap the leaves off gently and leave the bulb in the side. So right now, anything that's green with these tulips is still giving energy to the bulb for the next year. So if I see green, I'm going to let it be. I did plant some zinnias up in here. They're taking a little while to grow, but they will just pop once it starts getting hot. I did put more Japanese grass down in here on the edges. I wanted this to all be, instead of regular grass, I wanted it to be the Japanese forest grass. So we'll see how that works. It's another type of black-eyed Susan, different leaf style. This is a forsythia, and I probably need to come in and prune it because it's getting really leggy, and it may have babies that I can take off and transplant. Yeah, it looks like down below at the bottom there's some that have rooted themselves in the ground. I can transplant those. Asters, more asters. You can kind of see in the middle of this clump of asters right up in here, I already took that chunk out and put it over in the front of the house because this thing really takes off and takes over. So being native, remember, if you get native plants, it's good. Remember that the bugs like them to eat them because they're native, but that also means that they're supporting wildlife that is prevalent in our area, and it means they love our climate, so they're going to grow pretty well when you grow natives. Another Rudbeckia, black-eyed Susan, different type. A couple more. There's another one. It's got the really big leaves. These are Jerusalem artichokes. And they have yellow at the tops. They bloom summer into fall. Yellow, and they pollinators love them. Lilac at the top here, all spent out. And lots more milkweed have grown. I had 3 or 4 plants up here, and now it looks like there's what, 8 to 12 maybe, which you can never have too many milkweed. So just walking around, just walking around. So that's just walking around my front yard. That's just a stroll through the front yard. And when I'm doing it, I'm not narrating it and telling you guys all about different things. It doesn't take that long for me. And as I walk, I can take pictures of things I'm not sure of, or I can take pictures of things that like might be eating the plants, or I can try and find out, okay, why are the onion tops yellow? I can see that there's something eating the cabbage leaves. If I flip it over, I might see some worms. I might not. But then I could say, okay, I have some cabbage leaves with holes in them. I'm going to feed those to the chickens. They'll love them. And the plants will grow more. So, just an idea. Just some ideas for you. When you're just walking around. Just walk around. And especially, like, take your camera, take your phone, take something with you, so that you have something that you can document things as you're going. So when you're inside enjoying the air conditioning, when it's so hot out, or you're riding in the car going up north, you can look at your pictures and say, oh yeah, we got to deal with this when we get home. So that's it. Management by walking around. It's just taking a look at your garden. And like I said, this was the front yard. My backyard management by walking around is a little bit different, but not too much. So happy Sunday, y'all. I love ya. Take it easy. This is Tammy Lowe. Let's see. There we go. This is Tammy Lowe, Lazy Northern Gardener. Love y'all. Happy Sunday. Learn and grow, and learn and grow some more.